So I was a church girl, born and raised. Was in church about 3 to 7 times a week. That was my life. And it was cool. I didn't have a choice because, if you are in my household, you're going to go to church. That's what my mama said, right? Something like that. Anyways, so I spent my whole life doing that. I of course, ventured off and explored the world, and world got in me and all of those things. And, I just was all over the place, right? But thank God he did not take his hands off of me. And so I spent a lot of my years kind of seeking and searching. And, there was still that foundational, energy or spirit inside of me that never really made me really go off the deep end. So I would do crazy stuff, but I didn't really go too crazy. I still had some type of fear in me. And so life happened, and I even got married to a minister, which was crazy. But so what happened after that, I was still focused on God, but then a few years later, I was just like, you know what? I just need to go explore some other things. And so I had a lot of church hurt. So things that happened before my marriage, during my marriage, and after my marriage, it was just so much. And I just was like, I need to run. I need to go. And so I ran. Okay. And so I ran for a while, and then eventually found myself back. And it's, who you surround yourself with, they rub off on you, so you definitely have to be careful. And I'm very open-minded, so I get easily persuaded, right? But I spent, so this time last year, I rededicated my life. I was just sitting there listening to a message. I had COVID. That's what happened. I was forced to be still. And I sat at home, and then I was like, let's just read the Bible. And then I started the Daniel fast, and I just was it was just going with emotions. So I wasn't super intentional with it. And so I ended up, diving deep into it about 8 months later. So I rededicated my life in January. It wasn't until August when I started to make the shift of God is my provider. He is my sustainer. He is my protector. So it's let's change some things. And so as soon as I started focusing on God, things opened up and changed and transitioned and shifted. And so the end of August, I was doing a fast, and I was more intentional with it. And I was like, God, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? And then I ended up closing the store. So that shift was okay, you have spent a lot of time doing so many things. I need you to focus on me. And so that is where I was. So for the past 4 months, I have been, focusing more on my relationship with Christ. I started going back to church, which has been amazing. And so I go to Embassy City in Irving with a new pastor named Tim Rivers, and it has been life-changing, you guys. You have no idea. Anyway, so I've been diving deep. I've put into practice more biblical stuff. So I make sure that one of the first things that I do in the morning is Bible study. And it's not just reading a passage or a devotional, but it is really diving deep into the word. And so just reading the scriptures, putting it into my own words to help me understand, reflecting on it, praying on it, and just it's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing, and it has changed my life. And so what's happening now is that I feel like I'm being called to do more, more faith-based stuff. So I have this platform, and I want to be a vessel for Christ and be a light for other people to see his glory. And so there are going to be some changes with my content. And so you're going to get more faith-based, and it's more of Christian. So I'm a Christian. And so I will be doing and I'm not a perfect Christian, and I'm not, just because I was born and raised in the church doesn't mean I have a firm foundation or a strong, like I have a lot of learning, because what happens when you're in church and you're just forced to go, it's behavior, it's what you do, but it's not like who you are. So like I didn't really embody, Christianity. Like there are things that in doctrine, right? You're told these things, and so you do it. And so now I am choosing to dive deep into the word, which has altered and shifted everything so amazingly. And so right now I'm in the middle of a 21-day fasting and prayer, and so this is one of the things that has been confirmed to me. And so I just wanted to let y'all know that there are going to be some shifts, some changes, and like if you are with me, that is good, and if you're not, that is totally fine too. And so I hope all is well, and just get ready to see what's going on. But just know, like, we're still going to be doing lifestyle, we're still going to be journaling, we're still going to be doing, everything that I do, but it's just going to be more faith-based. And I hope it's a blessing to you all. And basically, you're going on a journey with me to dive deeper, and what I learned, I want to share with you. All right. Well, peace and blessings.